Good morning, everybody. My name is Colleen Simpson. I write under the pen name of C.M. Simpson, and I write a whole bunch of stuff right now. I also, I'm an indie publisher and an indie writer. And one of the things I had to do when I was starting out was create my own covers. So this is just some of the stuff that I've done to get my books up there looking semi-decent. And as you can see, some of my covers weren't bad for a beginner, but they need some upgrading. Today what we're going to do, or possibly over the next couple of days, we're going to take this cover and we're going to turn it into this. So the reason I want to do this is firstly because I'm changing the series name that it's going under. I'm also adding in some artwork to make it look to make it reflect the genres that I'm writing in. When I write flash fiction, I actually write horror, I write fantasy, I write science fiction, and just occasionally I'll mix all of those together. There's also a little bit of urban fantasy in there. So we're going to take it from this cover here and we're going to move it up to this cover here. So the first thing we need to do is collect our artwork. I tend to purchase all of my artwork from Dreamstime. There are a bunch of other stock art sources that you can source from, but at the moment I use Dreamstime almost exclusively because it offers a credit package, which means I can purchase a set number of credits and work my way through them until I run out, and then I can purchase another set number of credits. And it's not actually based on a subscription system that I might not use in a month, because some months I'll do a lot of covers and some months I won't do any. It all depends on how heavy the writing load is. So any of the artwork that you see today has been purchased. It's purchased under the royalty-free license, and this is pretty much how I work. So first things first, we're going to need our artwork. I started this piece with a dragon, so I'm going to open as a layer, actually no I'm not, I'm going to open as a separate document the Dragon by Junichi Shimazaki, who does a whole bunch of artwork. Actually, it would be a lot easier if I'd opened all of these earlier. Alright, so I basically have my folders laid out so I can find things. There's my photographs, but Dreamstime stock images go into an entirely different folder so that I know where I got them from and what they are. When I put them in, I tend to put in the name of the file, the artist, where I got them from, and also the stock image number. So all of these numbers come from there and I can use them to look them up later. We go to Dragon 3. I've already done the isolation work on this, but if I was to start it again, what I would be doing was I would be opening up, just trying to work out why I've got two different JPEGs. Nice, that's not the dragon I'm looking for. That's the dragon I'm looking for. Alright, so we're going to open this fella up and pop him on the screen. He's, as you can see, he's not the colour that he was. The first thing I'm going to do is try something experimental. I'm going to actually use, what was it, Pixel, select by colour tool. And I'm actually going to delete all of that. Normally what I would do would be to cut the dragon out using the select tool and outlining the whole thing, and that process takes ages. So recently when I was looking at doing thumbnails, one of the creators that I looked at does thumbnails for her Sims stream, and she'd been asked by her fans if really wish I'd actually taken her name before I recorded this so I could mention it. That's right, I might drop it in the description. She mentioned that her fans wanted her to do thumbnails and how she does it, and the color select and delete tool is one of the primary ways she does it. It just gets rid of everything really quickly. The only problem is I think I probably should have put an alpha channel in there before I started. So let's go and right click on our layer. We're just going to go add alpha channel down here. It's probably a bit late to do that. And now I'm going to try that pixel select again. and delete. Awesome. Okay, so before you start madly deleting things, add your alpha channel to your JPEG. It's a really simple thing to do. Now that should give us a dragon that's nicely isolated when we bring him in without any of the background colouring. The next thing we're going to want to do is change his colours, or rather that's what I'm going to want to do because that's what I did before. That actually took out about 4 hours worth of work, or depending on how klutzy I got when I was tracing it. Alright, colour balance. Okay, this is where you change your dragon's colours. If you have a look, you've got cyan, magenta and yellow on one side, red, green and blue on the other. We want a little bit more yellow in our dragon. Actually, I probably should select the layer. Alright, that's not responding. When that happens, what I do is I grab my box tool and I select pretty much all of that. Alright, now when we go into our colours, we go into our colour balance. I should be able to see a change in colour. No, I don't see a change in colour. That's rather disturbing. Why not? Let me just grab my drag tool. Alright, let's try. Select none. Select all. Colours. Colour balance. No, normally it's like magic. Cancel. See, and this is why you should always test something out before you start to do your thing. Let's just try this trick again. Let's go layer. There we go, select. Right, nothing is selected. No. I'm just going to go File, Save. Sometimes what happens is it has a little bit of a hissy fit because we're not doing it. We're going to save that. Are we in there? Yes. Isolate 2 because it's the second time I've isolated it. Okay. Now we'll try our colour changes. Sometimes it's just a little bit much for the computer to handle. In this case, the computer doesn't want to handle anything. Just gonna, Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to close that. Go over to here. I'm going to File and I'm going to open it as a layer. And we'll see if this changes anything. Bing, bing, bing. Go to Pictures. Go to Dreamstime Stock. We're going to take, I should also be taking note of how long it takes me to do this. I've forgotten. That's okay. Because I'm going to stop it at 3 mark. We're going to go to Isolate 2 and bring him in. There we go. Alright. Now I'm going to see if, given that Isolate 2 is highlighted in my layers, I'm going to see if I can change the colours in the actual work itself. So we'll go to Colour Balance. It's absolutely refusing to play ball with me today. Right, so one of the things I did was positioning my dragon. I also used a pivot. And if I'm not mistaken, that's just chosen something else to pivot. Let's find out. Oh no, there we go. Drag him round. We'll rotate him. Yeah, alright. This has given me a floating transformation, which means my computer is definitely having a hissy fit. So I'm going to delete that layer completely. And I'm going to delete that layer as well. I'm going to probably close everything down and see if I can work out what's gone wrong. I'll be back shortly. And we're back. I discovered what was on. GIMP has just changed a few things. It used to be that when you hit your colors and you asked for color balance and you said yellow, when you moved the slider, you could see the effect that you were going to have on the dragon or whatever it was that you'd chosen. Now what happens is if you move the slider, nothing appears to happen, and then when you hit OK, your monster changes color. Okay, magic, but not as magic as the gradually shifting change, which would have allowed me to be a little bit more precise with my color changes than this is. So I'm now going to have to fiddle completely blind without actually knowing how close I am to my original color. I'm going to add a little bit of red in. Like I said, it used to be you could move the slider and the dragon would change its color, or whatever object you were manipulating would change its color, and you could see the effect that you were going to have before you applied the change. But now that's not so much the case. Now you have to have a guess, adjust your sliders to where you think they might be, and then hit OK before you'll see a change. The good news on that is if you don't like it, you can hit Control Z and it will undo it. If you do like it and you want it back, you can hit Control Y and it'll put it back for you. So given I've done this cover already, what we're going to do is we're going to save that. Actually, I'm going to save it as isolate to gold. So now I can be assured that if I want a gold dragon, and I probably won't use this image again, but if I want a gold dragon, I can find one really easily. Right, we're going to close him out. I'm going to remove that layer. I was doing a little bit of fiddling. Delete layer. Just to try and work out what I'd done wrong or what I needed to do next. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to open as layer. So this is how you bring in a picture that you want to add to another publication. Another image. You just wander your way down to, probably if you get out into where you need to be, it's a bit easier. Now it's being a brat. Okay, let's go out to the folder. No, now it really is being a brat. Okay. Okay, here we go. Covers. Where's my Dreamstime folder? Some days you just have glitches. Go to pictures, CM Simpson. I should have a Dreamstime folder, so I'm not quite sure what my folder, what's happening in here. Let's go to pictures. That'll make it a bit easier. We'll just drop down to Dreamstime stock images. There we go. And just hold on a sec. Okay, and we're back again. Sorry about that. We're looking for the dragon to import. So what we're looking for is dragon 3 isolated gold. And we're going to grab our move tool. And we're just going to move that up to here. I think actually all I did was have the dragon sitting in the corner of the original image. So if we head back to our file, we're going to open a new one so that I can use the old one as a reference. When I'm doing some of the future covers, I won't actually have done one before, but I did attempt to record my process before and completely botched the recording. So this one's being done a bit backwards. Let's go 365 days, and we're going to final upgrade XCF, because the XCF file is what you use. Alright, so I actually had my dragon down here, I had my mermaid, and I had my starship. So let's go back over here. And we're going to move our dragon down to about where it was in the new picture. There was much mucking around. I think originally what I did was I just put the dragon up in the corner and then manipulated everything as I was going along. So with the dragon done, the next thing we want to do is probably our mermaid. She was definitely a long process to cut out. So actually we might chicken out, we might do the starship next. Alright, grab the starship. We shall open just gonna let's just go into open because I actually think I put the starship down here. Spaceship 13. I have used a lot of spaceships in my process. This is what I start with. And as you can see, there's no way I'm going to be able to use my little select my color tool and snip trick. This is actually going to be how I usually cut it out. So the first thing we're going to do is file and save as, because if you don't file and save as, you may just lose your image. Actually, I forgot to do that with the dragon. Never mind. I still have that image saved anyway. So we're going to go down. We're going to call this isolate 2. So I use an underscore just to separate the words. And then what we do is we head isolated 2, there we go. And we go save. And we cut this out. Now I'm having a look at my timer and I'm actually thinking that this is a good point to break the video out. So I'm going to pop an image in so I know where to stop. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please click that like button to like the video, and please, if you'd like to see some more from this kind, please click subscribe so that I know. And thank you very much for your company today. I look forward to catching you for the next episode. Take care all.